Here we are to continue talking about writing JavaScript and creating libraries of code with JavaScript. In the last video, we set up a directory and we created an index file where we're going to write our code, and we set up our package JSON. So we kind of set everything up to work. Now let's do some of the work. So I'm going to go to my class directory here. And if I scroll down, you'll see there's a class schedule, and these list the lessons and a list of assignments that you'll do. The first assignment that we're working on right now is string lib. So I'm going to click on this, and it'll take me to the string lib assignment, right? And so our goal is to create a JavaScript library that works with strings. And then, we just did this first few steps right here. I guess I said put the index file in a source directory, so we can catch up with that later, but we'll do that later. And we've already created the package JSON and added the README. Okay, so now we're in the section of what code to write. So the code is broken down into a series of challenges, and I think there's 10 of them here. And the first one is to write a capitalized function. And this function should take a string as input and uppercase the first letter of the given string. Okay, so here's an example of what should happen is, we should start with this input string, and it should give us this string with an uppercase H as the output. Okay, and there's a couple ways to handle this. We can handle it with the string array syntax to get the first character of the string. And then we can use toUpperCase to uppercase that character. And then we can use the string slice method to get the remainder of the string and then combine the two together, right? So I provided two different strategies. So this is one strategy here, and then the second one is to use string split, which will convert the string into an array of characters, and then you can uppercase the first character and use array join to join all the characters back into another string. Okay, so let's give these a try. Again, there's a couple ways you can work with this. You can do it in the code here and run your code in the console, or you can use REPL. I set up a REPL here, so I'm going to use that right now. So let's give it a try. So right now I have a string that's hello world, and then if I use this syntax right here, string bracket 0, you can see that it prints out the letter H, right? And in that way we can see that strings are a lot like arrays. So they're not exactly the same, but they do have a length property too. So if you put string.length, just like an array, the string length will tell you the length of string. It'll tell you like how many characters are there. Just like with length in an array, it'll tell you how many elements are in the array. Okay, so we can use, let's do that other one here, console.log. We can say string.toUpperCase, right? And if we use the toUpperCase method, it'll convert the entire string to uppercase. So with these tools in hand, we can solve the problem. So the goal here is to get the first character. So you can say const first equals, string bracket 0, and that'll give us the first character. And then if I want to get the rest of the characters, I can say rest equals string dot slice. And maybe we should do let me comment that for a moment. Maybe we should do a test of the slice method. I realize I didn't talk about that. Let's talk about slice for a minute. So if I say string.slice and I say slice of 0, then when I run the code here, you can see it just says hello world. So slice takes a slice of the string, and the value that you put here is the index where the slice begins. So if I slice at index 0, it gives me the entire string. If I slice at index 1, it starts at the second character of the string. And you can see in this line right here that the H is missing. Okay, and you can slice anywhere. So I could slice at character number 3, and you can see that it starts at the L, right? So 0 is the H, 1 is the E, 2 is the L, 3 is the second L, right? Okay, so now we're totally prepared to solve this, right? So what I want to do is get the first character, get the slice, and then I'm going to slice at index 1, and that's going to get everything after or from the E onward to the end of the string, okay? And let's also make this first character that we got here, let's convert that to uppercase. So we could do this on another line also, but maybe I'll just do it here. I'll say to uppercase like this, right? And now the goal is to just combine these things together, right? So what I'll do is I'll say console log first plus the rest. And then let's see what happens. Oh, there we go. So now we've got uppercase H, and then the rest of the string is the same as it was before. So now your goal is to write a function for this, right? And our function is going to be called capitalize. So I'll write function capitalize, and the capitalize function will take a string as a parameter, and then it's going to do the things that I have here, right? So maybe I'll just copy that. Maybe I'll just cut it out of there too. So I'll paste it here. And then this is what the output of my function should be. So I'm going to cut that out of there. And what I'll do is I'll write return the first plus the rest. And again, you could do a little more with this, you know, and you could maybe condense this onto a fewer lines, but I think that this reads pretty clearly, right? So I think it's fine the way that it is. Let's give it a test though. So what I'd like to do here is see if capitalize works. So I'm going to say capitalize, and then my string, actually I can pass in this string here. Now don't be confused, this, I use the same variable name here and here, but this variable is a local variable to this function. It's a parameter. And this variable is a variable that's outside that function, so it's in the outer scope. So actually, if I write capitalize here and I put string here, this string is the one at the top. And then when it executes the function, the value here is now inside this variable, and that's run here. So let's run it. Oh, wait, you know, this is going to return a string, so what we'll need to do is console log it, right? So if we want to see the answer anyway, right? So we'll run it and we can see, oh, look, it says hello world, and that's pretty good. So what if I wanted to try that a couple other ways? So I'll do console log, and you could just pass in another string here. So I could say foobar, and then, oops, wait, I gotta put capitalize foobar, sorry. Let's do this. There we go, right? So now we'll run that and we can see, oh, foobar, the F is capitalized, right? And if I could, let's try another one. We'll copy this one and, oops. We'll say fourscore and dot, dot, dot. Okay. And then I'll run that and you can see like fourscore and the F is uppercase. So, so there's the first solution to the first problem, right? So I'll leave that for you to work on. The goal now is to move this code into our library, right? So maybe I'll put it here, challenge 1, and I'll paste the capitalized function in there. Okay, so I'll leave that for you to work through, and you know, you can add some comments here and document your code in your README and upload this to GitHub. And then you can start in on the other challenges too. I'll have some videos and some suggestions on those also.